Mike Phillips, Thought a Geek, and with me is Jason Whiteley from SONAX. And we're going to share the SONAX line of compounds and polishes and how to use them and what makes them unique on this trashed rental car. The paint on this is completely filled with tunnel wash car wash scratches. Those are the straight scratches, plus swirls, water spots, and even some oxidation. Now we're going to start with the CutMax. Can you tell us just a little bit about that, Jason?
Yeah, our SONAX CutMax is one of the arsenal products that we have on the Profi line professional cutting compounds and polishes series. The CutMax is a cutting compound. And on our scale, we have a scale that's on the front of the bottle, and it goes from 0 to 6.
Okay.
And the top line is the amount of cut, and the bottom line is the amount of gloss. With the CutMax, you get the most cuts. It's 6 out of 6 cuts. So, you know, for anyone that does any wet sanding or anything, that'll cut up to P1200 sandpaper.
That's pretty aggressive.
It is. It's a very aggressive polish. However, on the back side of that, it really jewels out nice and creates a very light haze after you've done really heavy, aggressive cutting.
And that has to do with the abrasive technology that SONAX has.
It does, yes. And SONAX's abrasive technology is kind of the cutting edge. It's very easy to be applied on all of the newer clear coats and things like that.
And that's what makes a compound versatile, is if it works on everybody's paint. So,
it does,
and that's
yeah.
probably the hardest thing to do, I know, just from working with chemists in this industry.
Right.
Well, as I said earlier, this is a rental car, and this thing is just trashed. And so the first thing we need to do before we start compounding is we have already washed it, so we got the loose dirt off. But the next thing we need to do is remove any above surface bonded contaminants. So just to kind of show what I'm talking about, would you just do me a favor and feel the surface with your hand?
Sure.
And tell me how that feels after being washed and dried.
Feels pretty smooth, really.
There's no wax protection, but it doesn't feel rough at all.
Correct.
Okay, now this is a little trick we both like to show. This is called the Baggie Test. I just happen to keep a sandwich baggie in my pocket. Give that a try. Now feel the same section of paint. What do you feel?
Wow, it's really rough.
Yeah, and since we washed and dried it, that means all those little bumps, those are contaminants that have bonded to the paint so tightly that they don't wash off. And you want to remove the things that are on top of the surface before you use something like the compound to go for the defects below the surface. That's the order you do it. You remove above surface, then you go for the below surface. Now, to remove these above surface contaminants, a lot of people would use the traditional detailing clay.
Right.
But you have something else that we can use instead of clay.
Yeah, clay bar is, obviously it's a very effective technique. However, with the clay bar, it takes you a long time, it's very labor intensive, and if you drop a clay bar on the ground,
you throw it away.
You got to throw it away.
Yeah,
so
that's money.
What we have is the SONAX clay disc, and what it does is it attaches itself to a polisher like the flex polishers here. You use a lubricant, maybe a glass cleaner or some type of spray lubricant, spray it on, and then the clay disc removes all those above surface contaminants.
Okay, and I would just like to add that while clay works pretty good, it was introduced back in the early 1990s. So we're talking about technology that's 25 going on 30 years old, where this is new technology, and while they both do the same thing, this clay pad works better than clay, okay? When you do the Baggie test after clay, it'll feel about 95% contaminant free. You'll still feel a few bumps here and there. You use this clay pad, then you do the Baggie test, it's gonna feel so smooth, everything's gone.
Yeah, it's very difficult to have a consistent pattern with a clay bar. With the machine, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, so it's a lot faster, it's a lot more effective, and that's probably the key. So if you're really looking for that show car finish, you're gonna be miles ahead starting out with the clay pad versus traditional detailing clay.
Definitely.
Both will work, it's just one provides better results. Right. So tell you what, before we do any of the compounding, let's go ahead and let's run the clay pad over this and remove those contaminants.
Okay, sounds good.
To use the clay pad, all you wanna do is center it up and attach it to the backing plate. This is the Flex XC3401. And for this, you want to use a low speed, so anywhere from 1 to 3. Now for a lube, I'm going to use the glass cleaner. Can you tell them a little bit about this, Jason?
Sure, it's the SONAX glass cleaner. It's ammonia-free, a little bit of alcohol in it, but what it does is it stays wet for a long time and serves as a nice lubricant for the clay. So Mike, how much pressure are you putting on the machine right now?
Just a little bit more than the weight of the machine.
Okay.
And that's just to keep it stable so it doesn't kind of flutter or bounce around.
Right.
And then I'm just doing the basic crosshatch pattern, just back and forth. Overlap my passes a little bit, and as you can see, I'm on the 2 setting. So because this is a gear-driven orbital polisher, you actually don't want or need high speed like you would with the free spinning tool.
Is the glass cleaner lubricating okay?
Oh yeah.
Good.
You know, most glass cleaners would evaporate and dry up. But this one here, I guess that's one of the features about it, since it's low alcohol, is that it will stay liquid on the surface. Just like if you're cleaning a window, it'll stay liquid on the surface when you're using the clay pad. Okay, so then we're just going to come down here and wipe this excess off here. And because you felt this before with the Baggie test, I'm going to let you do the follow-up inspection and just tell everybody how it feels after using the clay pad on there. And then do me a favor, when you fill that, Jason, not only fill right here, but also go down to where I didn't use it, and then you can really see the difference.
I do. Yeah, that's much smoother now. And then that's where it stops right there. You can feel the difference.
Okay, so this, and you'd want to do this to the entire car. We're just going to do a section here for the video, but so the contaminants have been removed, so the next step is we're going to go ahead and use the CutMax.
Sounds good.
Okay, now for this, what I want to do is I want to put a tape line down, because that way you can really see the before and after difference. Just like that. This is a swirl finder light, and this helps you with your eyes, of course, or if you're showing a customer what the condition of their paint is. And all you want to do is hold this about a foot off the paint and then move it back and forth over the 2 sections of paint. I'm going to buff on this side, so this will be the after and this is the before. And that way you can really see the change in the condition of the paint after we do the compounding step. Okay, now for this, I'm going to go ahead and remove the clay pad. And go ahead and tell me about this pad, Jason.
Sure,
this is unique to the SONAX line, correct?
It is. This is the SONAX Lambskin Pad, and it's the most aggressive cutting pad that we have. So a SONAX CutMax, to use it, you just simply prime the pad, get it nice and saturated. Okay. And then once the pad is primed, every section that you go around and cut, you only need a couple of dots. Okay. It's a very highly efficient, very low waste type cutting compound.
Okay, so to prime the pad, I've just poured some product onto the pad itself. Take my finger.
Correct.
Spread this out over the fibers, kind of get all the fibers coated with the abrasive particles.
Correct. That's the most efficient way to make sure the pad is doing all the work for you.
Plus it's lubricated, so I'm not bringing a dry pad down on the paint.
Right.
Okay, then you're saying just add 3 drops of product to the surface.
Yeah, 3 little drops like that. And again, Mike, this product is water-based, so there's a couple of benefits to that. One, it stays open for a long time, so the lubrication window is a lot wider. And the second thing is you'll see while you're polishing, there's 0 dust.
Oh, I like that.
You'll get some hair from the pad itself, but there's 0 dust whatsoever.
Yeah, this is a brand new pad, so a lot of times you might see a few fibers come off because you're breaking it in. Now, this is the new Flex XCE9 3401, and this is a forced rotation, forced oscillation polisher. I'm going to start out on the 2 setting just to spread my product out. Once I got it spread out, I'm going to bring my speed up, and then I'll start compounding this section. Okay, I'll bring my speed up. Okay, then we'll take and wipe that residue off.
And you'll notice, Mike, when you wipe this residue off, because it's water-based, it'll come off very easily.
Wow, look at that shine. Okay, now, what I normally like to do is go ahead and pull the tape line off. We'll check out the before and after results. Get rid of that little smudge there. Huge difference. Let's bring the swirl finder light in and check it out. Okay, so here's the before side that's all swirled out. Then we come over here, and as you can see, all the swirls are gone. There is a light haze, but we knew that was going to happen because we're using a fiber pad and an aggressive compound.
Right, right. But the jewel level, I mean, just with one step, with the aggressive compound and the aggressive pad, it glossed out pretty nice.
Oh no, it's got a really nice finish. It just needs to be perfected. And that's where you'd come back and use the less aggressive polish and a foam pad, get away from the fibers.
Right.
After that, you do the whole car, you'd be ready to put the sealant on with it.
So 2 steps.
Yeah, 2 steps.
We could do this as 2 steps.
Easily.
So Mike, some of the nice benefits to the SONAX CutMax cutting compound is, well, one of them is it's water-based. So there's a lot of things that come out of that that are great for the user. It has a long working window. There's 0 dust to very low dust. And the wipe off after you've used it is very, very simple. It's silicone free, so it's body shop safe, of course. And the amount of product that you use is very low. So one bottle can last you 40 to 50 cars.
That's because it's concentrated.
It's very concentrated. Yeah. And because you use such a little amount of it, once the pad is primed and because it's water-based, you just don't use a lot of product per car.
Is it available in other sizes?
It is. We have the 1 liter bottle. We also have a smaller bottle. It's 250 milliliters. And then for the heavier users, the professionals, and we have a 5 liter canister, which is about 1.3 gallons.
Well, looks good to me. CutMax. Cuts like a compound, finishes out like a polish.